4 out of 5 men fail. They go their whole life and never get in shape. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sit right with me. You've tried before, maybe you've tried a couple times, but you've never been able to achieve your best physique. Not only are we gonna go through specifics, and I'm gonna give you over 20 years of fitness knowledge, I'm gonna save you thousands of dollars with the information contained in this 20-minute video. I'm gonna give you my complete workout. I'm gonna tell you what training split I think is best if you wanna make a big dent in your physique. I know you can do it because I did it, and I started fat, and now I'm not, and I'll never go back, and I don't want you to go back, and neither does he. He doesn't want you to go back either, right? That's right. You're actually gonna feel good while you do it. Other fitness influencers want you to eat chicken and rice and broccoli all day long. You do not have to eat bland, boring foods. Can you imagine being on day 15 of eating rice cakes? I got in the best shape of my life eating steak and eggs. What guy doesn't like steak and eggs? In 2024, I set out to get in the best shape of my life. I thought I was gonna be able to do it in 75 days. Guys, it took me 135. First thing I gotta let you know is that it's going to take longer than you expect. I don't care who's told you that you can magically get in shape in 30 days from some of the positions that you're starting in. Let's start with how I start my morning and what I think you should do with your morning to get the best results. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I have a cup of coffee, okay? I actually put a little bit of cream in my coffee, but no sugar, and then I head straight to get my steps in. So for me, I tend to use the treadmill just because on the treadmill, I can track every single thing and I can control the speed as well. Plus I can put it on an incline, which kind of burns a little bit more fat. Guys, there's no form of cardio that you can do that is better for fat loss than walking. If you're like me, we're getting older. I'm almost 40, I'll be 40 next year. And the good news is you don't have to do monkey backflips or run sprints or any of that stuff. One of the reasons why I would not recommend high intensity like jumping around, plyometrics, basketball, sprints, because what's gonna happen is, yeah, you're gonna burn more calories that way, which is great, but you're gonna go home and you're gonna be more thirsty and you're gonna be more hungry and you're probably gonna wanna eat foods that you shouldn't eat, and you might drink some extra calories or consume them that way too. But this guy wants to say hi again, guys, because he's been eating his calories. Are you under your calorie limit for the day or are you over? You don't have to go onto a treadmill. So if you don't have one, if you don't live in an apartment complex like I do where you can just go downstairs and get on the treadmill, you can get outside. I would recommend to get some sunlight. Let's talk about steps. How many do we need? 30 minutes of walking is done for the day. We did 3,892 steps in the 30 minutes. Guys, make sure you download one of these apps. Throw it in your pocket so that way you can track your steps throughout the day. Super easy. And I want you to increase that every week. So week 1, if you start with 8,000 steps, week 2, I want 10,000. Week 3, I want 12,000. And week 4, I want 14,000. Think about all of the tension, the wear and tear that you put onto your knees and your ankles when you're constantly jumping and sprinting and things like that. So why wouldn't you want to walk if that's the best way to actually burn fat and it doesn't make you hungry? And it's actually something that we can all do. It releases these endorphins in your body that just make you feel good. Make sure you get you some super comfortable walking shoes. And if they can look cool, even better. I got these Pumas from Burlington. And get some vitamin D. Speaking of vitamin D, I know what you're thinking. Tim, what supplements do you use? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't use a lot. Vitamin D is very good for your immune system. We learned this during COVID. Make sure you get one that has some K2 as well, because if you get the K2 in there with the vitamin D, the body's gonna be able to absorb it a little better. So you might as well get your money's worth. Number 2, zinc for men. We need that because this is very good for overall men's health. And what we want more than anything too is we want to allow the body to produce more testosterone. And we want to at least give it a chance, right? Through natural ways. If you increase your testosterone, you're gonna have higher energy levels, libido, that's a good thing. You're gonna be stronger in the gym. You're gonna be more motivated to actually do your workouts, right? He's got a ton of libido. Electrolytes, okay? And I'm not talking about Gatorade. I'm not talking about sugar water. I'm talking about real electrolytes, your potassium, your magnesium, your sodium. A lot of people don't know, but good quality salt is like electricity to your body. So I would up that. I would not reduce the salt like some people recommend. Get you a good quality pink Himalayan salt. That's what I use. Drinking water alone is not going to do it. So make sure that you get those electrolytes in so that way your body is completely hydrated. I actually just buy a lemon and a lime. I cut it in half, squeeze it in my 64-ounce water bottle, and I'm good for the day. I even tried buying empty capsules and I would fill them with pink Himalayan salt. Some of the best workouts I ever had in my life. I've got some more for you guys, so don't go anywhere. However, we need to get our workout in. I want you guys to see what I'm doing, what type of split I'm doing, and all of my exercises. So let's actually go to the gym and let's get these gains. I've actually never done an upper lower, and the only reason why I've never done an upper lower is because let's say you do upper one day, then you do lower the next day, you're gonna need a rest day. And I typically work out pretty frequently just because the gym is not just about building muscle for me, it's also my therapy as well. So I've never done this one. I can't speak too much to it. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm definitely not using that one because I haven't done it before. Bro split is one of my favorite. It's probably your favorite too, or at least something that you've done pretty regularly. That's where you basically hit a body part every day and you're gonna work out 5 to 6 days per week. And the emphasis is really on growing and, man, let me not set the alarm up in here. Maximizing muscle growth and whatever muscle that you're actually training for that day. So if I'm hitting chest, I'm gonna try to hit it from all different angles. I might do 4 or 5 different exercises until my chest is just engorged with blood. Man, just thinking about that. I love bro splits. I think they'll always be a staple for me and something that I'll go back to. Push-pull legs is something that I've switched to recently, especially the older that I've gotten. Back and biceps. Then you're gonna do like your chest, your shoulders, your triceps on another day. Then you'll have legs. So you've got push, pull, legs. Then you probably take a rest day, or some people just repeat it. I think this is a very effective way. In fact, I think most people starting out would probably do really well with either a push, pull legs or a bro split, just depending on where you're at and your experience level. But because we only have 30 days, I'm actually choosing a full body workout. And one of the reasons why I really like full body is because you can do this 5, 6 days a week and you're not gonna have any particular muscle that's gonna be super sore to the point where you need to take a day off, or you get into the gym and you're like, you know what, I don't feel like working out today. So you kind of spread out the volume because you're training your entire body, legs included. During full body, it takes a lot out of you. You're probably burning more calories, at least in my opinion. And that's what we want because we only have 4 weeks and we want to burn as much fat as possible. So we're going with full body. All right, so let's talk about my training style. So I think this is super important, and I have to give a ton of credit to Mike Mentzer, who's passed away. He's no longer with us, guys. He is an old school bodybuilder that really taught me the importance of going to failure. I started implementing his style of workouts about a year ago. I did it for about 6 months straight, where I would do 2 warm-up sets followed by 1 all-out set to failure. And let me tell you, it was super intense and it put me out. The only thing that I will say though, guys, is if you don't have a training partner and you're not experienced, you may want to add an additional set because you're probably not really going to failure as you might think that you are. So I would add another set, and the only other thing that I would tweak is there's no way you're going to get me out of the gym for 4 or 5 days straight, taking a rest in between workouts. I just don't need that much rest. On top of that, the gym for me is like therapy, so I've got to be in there putting that work in, and my muscles respond best when I hit them twice per week. That's just what I've found through trial and error for myself. It may be slightly different for you, but Mike Mentzer was definitely ahead of his time. His training philosophy, to me, is second to none, and I think that for natural lifters, if you take that advice to really push yourself on that final set and go all out to failure, that's when you're going to get the best gains. Look, as soon as you're done with that hand position, switch to a chin-up position and just go ham. But that's not it. We're gonna finish with these, come on. With some wide grip. So that's one complete set, 3 different hand positions. My back is on fire and my forearms are on fire. Guys, the exercises that you pick and the training split that you pick is really important, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is when you pick that split, are you gonna stick with it? And when you pick that exercise, are you gonna push it to the limit? Are you gonna give it everything that you got? Now that the workout's done, what were we talking about? Oh, supplements. Creatine is the #1 supplement, especially if you're a man, and it's not just for athletic performance. Creatine is actually really great. He wants to say hi again because he likes creatine, but he gets creatine in the form of tuna, a very small amount. I'm talking about supplementing your creatine into your actual diet. You can go upwards of 10 to 20 grams, and at that point, you're actually gonna get some brain health benefit. I know the difference between when my body has creatine and when my body doesn't have creatine. Let's say I go on the bench press and I'm doing 315 for 4 reps. With creatine in my system, I might get 5 or 6. It increases the endurance. It gets even better because creatine is good for your brain. And who doesn't want a good, healthy heart and a good, healthy brain, especially the older that we get? Guys, you don't have to just do 5 grams of creatine anymore. I would recommend upping it to 10 or even 20 just to see how your body responds because you get a lot of cognitive benefits the higher that you go up. I know that from personal experience, guys. This is not a textbook that I read or anything like that. I know for a fact that it does that. Also, quick pro tip, guys, watermelon is amazing. You don't have to just eat the red flesh of the watermelon. If you can get down to that white flesh, which is the rind or close to it, that actually has a lot of citrulline in it, which is an amino acid that you want. It's gonna help you get better pumps in the gym. I'd recommend having some watermelon before your workout or slightly after your workout because it's low in calories too, very good as far as hydration is concerned, and great for muscle pumps. Magnesium is super important for us because we're working out hard now. We've made this decision that we're gonna get in the best shape of our life, so we just hit the gym, we ate right today, and you don't wanna just lay in the bed and just be up all night. You wanna take something that's gonna help you sleep, help you calm down, and magnesium is great for that. It's also an electrolyte. It's actually essential for your body and very good for the rhythm of your heart. I need at least 6.5 hours of sleep. My body does even better if I can get 7 or 8. If I get too much, I actually feel tired. And if I get not enough, I actually feel tired. Make sure you get enough sleep, guys. I would recommend anywhere from 6 hours to 8 hours of sleep every single day. Like, prioritize that. Put that into your calendar. Don't allow somebody to throw you off from that. Get your sleep in because that's the time that your mind is relaxing, your muscles are resting, and if your muscles aren't resting, then your muscles aren't growing. Your motivation is your reason for why you do what you do. So think about why you want to get in shape or why you want to achieve that goal. But you got to take that motivation and you got to take action. And once you do something over and over and over again, it becomes a habit. And habits are really, 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 really hard to break. So guys, you need motivation. Then you got to turn that motivation into discipline. And then when you turn that motivation into discipline, you develop habits. And that's really what you want more than anything else in life is these good, healthy habits for you. Don't be afraid to take a walk around your kitchen and throw out every single thing that's not going to help you. You got Twinkies and cookies and sugar and all that stuff. Sugar is like one of the worst things that you can actually consume when you're trying to burn fat. I don't give a damn what they tell you about this sugar diet, man. It's horrible for you, #1. It's not good for us, man. We don't need all that damn sugar. We actually need more protein. We actually need more good quality meat and good quality fats, not sugar. I can do a separate video on that. And in fact, I'll do that. You let me know in the comments if you want to see healthy snacks. For me personally, when I up my sugar, my body holds on to more fat. When I actually up my fat with healthy fats like egg yolks and avocado, what do you know? My body actually starts to lose some of it and let go of some of that fat. Calories, guys. Calories. One of the things that you hear a lot of people say is, don't drastically reduce your calories at first because you'll lose so much muscle. And I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. For the common man, you don't have to worry about that. You can immediately go into a calorie deficit. Now, if you are trying to be a bodybuilder that wants to win trophies on stage, every little detail matters. And so you wanna hang on to every piece of muscle that you possibly can. So you would wanna gradually reduce your calories. However, for you guys, I want you to immediately go into a calorie deficit, and I want to show you how you can actually calculate your calories by showing you how I calculate mine. All you have to do is a quick Google search, type in Pro Physique Calculator. It's going to take you to Paul Revelia's website. He's the one that really helped me, got me walking and burning fat, got that six pack going. So towards the middle of the screen, you can put in your specific information. I'm going to put mine in. I'm 39 years old, 6'2", 195 pounds. And then right below that, there's some additional information that it wants from you to accurately calculate these calories. However, I would just make your best guess as far as what your work schedule is like and what your current routine is, or what it's gonna be if you know exactly what you're gonna do. But for me, I work out 6 days a week, right? Because I said it's like my therapy, so I'm always in the gym. But when I'm in there, I'm only in there for about an hour as far as strength training is concerned. But go ahead and put your specific information in so that way you can get an accurate caloric estimate. I want you to take that number, times it by 7, and I want you to step back and look at the big picture of what you can eat for the week. Trust me, it's going to help you so much when you look at it from a weekly window. Let's say you start on Sunday and you're supposed to have 2,000 calories that day. Well, that's 14,000 calories for the week. So if you accidentally slip up and you have 2,500 calories that day, well, you're going to have to find another day to reduce. So I'd probably go down to 1,500 the next day if you could, or you can do it later in the week. It's not gonna matter. Your body's not gonna say, oh man, you were supposed to have 2,000 calories, but you had 2,200 one day and 1,800 the other day, and so therefore we're not gonna help you achieve your goals. Guys, think about it from a weekly picture, because there are going to be some times where certain things are going to get into your diet. You're human. You're going to eat something that you said you weren't going to eat, or whatever it was. You might go to a birthday party. If you guys have a job like how my job is, when I go in, there's always brownies and cookies, and I walk in like this, but every now and then I might have a piece. I'm human. So there could be a day where we end up eating more calories, and we can balance that out if we understand that the body is looking at this from the big picture. So let's take a step back and let's think about calories as far as a weekly goal of what we can eat. And you kind of work it however you want, right? If you're super hungry on Wednesdays, like on a hump day in the middle of the week, you get super hungry, you can actually up your calories that day and reduce it on another day, right? Let's say you're the type of person that's like, I don't really like breakfast. You don't have to have breakfast. You can actually eat a much bigger dinner and lunch later on in the day too, because now you have extra calories. There's so many things that you can do. I want you to look at your calories. I want you to look at that from a weekly picture, and then I want you to put that together in a way that suits you based on your lifestyle. We're not all the same. We don't all have the same job or any of that type of stuff or responsibilities. Guys, trust me, you'll be fine as long as you pay attention to your weekly goal for your calories. You don't need to track carbs. You don't need to track fat, because we're going to reduce our calories. And when you reduce your calories, you're not going to be able to hit your protein goal if you're making bad choices with your carbs and your fat. Like, it's just not going to happen. If I start eating a bunch of Snickers, I'm going to quickly take up my daily allotment of calories, and I'm not going to have really any protein to show for it, just minimal protein. So you're going to fail completely. You will not be able to make it happen. But if you track calories and you track protein, that's all you need for the common man to be able to achieve your goals and get in the best shape of your life. We want to get as much protein as we possibly can, and you can't typically do that just through food when your calories are as low as we're going to need to get them. We want a good quality protein powder. You pick it. If it's vegan, that's fine. I like a grass-fed whey. You've got to get rid of things that stress you out, at least things that really stress you out unnecessarily. Everybody's got to work and make money, so there's going to be stress at work and things like that. If you're super stressed out, your body is not going to look good, okay? The mind and the body are all connected. Like, it weakens your immune system and all types of stuff. The body knows when you're stressed out in the mind, and what you want is to be able to relax, and you want a peace of mind while you're going through something like this, because, guys, you've never done this before. You've tried before, maybe you've tried a couple times, but you've never been able to achieve your best physique. So if you can, please reduce your stress levels. Your stress levels being reduced are going to allow you to feel better, you're going to sleep better, and you're going to look forward to your workouts. And we're going to need all of that if we're actually going to complete this journey. So you don't need things that are bringing you down. Go ahead and watch that movie that you've been wanting to watch. Get some comedy in your life. Laugh a little bit, guys. The world is so negative. Everywhere you look, there's like something negative or something that's trying to bring you down. So please smile, please laugh, enjoy yourself, because that is so important. It's something that I don't see anybody ever talk about when it comes to making a body transformation. But laugh. Let's talk about what I ate today, guys. I want to give you some real life examples. I started out with a smoothie that had 320 calories in it, 50 grams of protein. I'll put on the screen all the ingredients in that smoothie, but it was absolutely delicious. Felt like a treat to wake up to that. The sun was out. It's a beautiful day. Who doesn't want to start their day like that, right? Then about 2 hours later, I actually had my first meal. I only had 2 meals for the day, but this was my first one, and these were some fantastically delicious egg wraps. So I scrambled up 2 eggs. I also put a serving of cottage cheese in there, which gave me another 10 grams of protein. We've got some cheddar cheese in there. The Cholula hot sauce will set it off. So I did that, but I also wrapped that in a keto wrap. So that's just a low carb wrap, right? And there's only 25 calories in those wraps. In that meal, I had 490 calories and 43 grams of protein. So before I even walked out to hit the gym today, guys, I was at about 800 calories and 93 grams of protein. And we want to up that protein with me weighing 196 pounds. I want to try to get 196 grams of protein per day, but I don't want any less than 160 or 170, okay? So you can do a gram of protein per pound of body weight, but you want at least 0.8 to give you those benefits that you want, because protein is going to help you build that muscle and recover. And then after the gym, I'm riding back with my kids. I decided to have just one of those little chocolate shakes from the grocery store. There's only 190 calories in there, but I got an additional 30 grams of protein. So by the time my workout was done, I was already up to 123 grams of protein for the day, and very, very low calories. For me, my caloric intake is 1,800 calories per day right now. And so that put me in a fantastic position for dinner time. I actually wanted to have a gourmet dinner, something really good. And there you have it. That's how you cook a steak. Always make sure you taste it. So juicy. Perfect texture on the outside. It's got that little crispy, seasoned flavor that you want. Yet on the inside, just melts like butter. Because when you're dieting, you gotta throw in some things in there like that just make you feel good. You've gotta enjoy life, in my opinion. And so what better way to do that than with a steak and baked potato to end the night? And I'm not talking about any steak and baked potato. I'm talking about a steak cooked in butter. You do not have to eat bland, boring foods. If you leave me a comment and you actually want me to customize a program for you, like a meal plan based on the foods that you like to eat, I'd be more than happy to do that. Get in contact with me. Anyway, I had my 1,800 calories. I had 200 grams of protein today. So I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to do that. I wanted to show you more than anything else that you can eat foods that taste good, that you should actually prioritize foods that help you increase testosterone. Anyways, guys, if you got any value out of this video, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, or leave me a comment. Please, that's for the algorithm. That allows me to make more videos like this. But I'm telling you right now, guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video.